Alright, today is day 17 of not masturbating for me. Only the second time I've made it this far. I want to say I've had 17 days of both heaven and hell. The nice thing about not masturbating is that it has forced me to discover new things in life. So I had to resolve a number of conflicts at work. I work at a tutoring center, and I had a couple kids who drove me insane. Well, not really, but sometimes kids need a little bit, especially the kids that I'm working with. They're very book smart. Some of them are not so street smart. I had one kid who I wanted him to move to a different desk because it was kind of blocking the view of everybody else, and we don't have a whole lot of real estate in the office to begin with, and it took a little bit of pushing to get him to change desks. But I'm so glad I did that. In the past, I would have put up with it, went home to masturbate, not resolve the problem, and let things just get out of hand, right? Sometimes one little problem at work, and you don't resolve it, you accumulate more issues, and things just get out of hand. And I ended up having to quit a job over that. I think this past year, a lot of people have let too many things get out of hand, right? COVID precautions, racial issues, and they get out of hand, and then they have to quit their jobs, right? That's why we have a great resignation. I wish if people didn't masturbate, they would actually go and resolve their problems. So that was nice in that regard, but at the same time, I'm having a hard time sleeping sometimes. I've been resorting to using all kinds of stuff to help me sleep. Taking a lot of melatonin, large amounts of caffeine, which I know sounds weird, but big doses of caffeine really put me to sleep. And other substances, I have been getting some sleep, but I've never had to resort to such extreme measures to go to sleep, let's put it that way. See, it's really nice that I don't get bothered by loud noises like that airplane that's flying overhead. In the past, things like that used to bother me a lot. Now that I'm not masturbating, I'm much more open-minded to trying new things and new environments. But at the same time, sometimes I stop and think about, oh my God, I got another 40, 50, 60, 100 years without masturbating, and that scares the crap out of me. Sometimes I have to stop thinking about that, right? Especially if I keep myself healthy. I might have 300 more years without masturbating. Oh my God. Thoughts like that are usually what cause me to lose my streak, because I get scared, so I can't think about that. Now, yesterday I was reading a technical paper on artificial intelligence, neural networks, and all of a sudden it seemed like I got the big picture. I felt like I was in the brains of whoever wrote the paper, and I was almost guessing what he was going to write next, and that was the most wonderful feeling I ever had. A couple nights before that, I was listening to the Peter Shit Show, as I like to call it. It's Peter Schiff Show, but I call it the Peter Shit Show. And it was like I was predicting what Peter was going to say next. All of a sudden, I just got the big picture. I think it's in part because I'm not masturbating. I'm actually freeing up part of my brain to use. I'll be talking to somebody. I was thinking about asking this girl out on a date, and it was like I could read her mind, and I was like, this is not a good time to ask. We can come back to that in a few weeks. And that was good. So, a lot of goods and a lot of bads. And when I'm tempted to cave, I remember all the goods and how I don't want to give it up, right? Especially the being able to see the big picture with the paper I was reading, with the Peter Shit Show, and with asking the girl out on the date. And definitely don't want to give up those advantages, right? Don't want to give up the open-mindedness to resolving conflict at work, right? So I toss and turn every now and then, right? It's worth it to come up with these new things, right? And definitely try not to think about how many more decades I have of this wonderful life, right?